Hello, good evening. It's Adil bringing you a review of the FTSE 100 for the trading session Friday, the 20th of November 2020. Be sure to visit my Twitter handle, as you can see, trader_Adil, and be sure to contact me at daytrader at inter-market-analysis.com if you have any queries regarding trading, where I post my live trades via WhatsApp, and you can certainly join that group as well. Okay, so let's look at the FTSE 100, itself. Okay, so FTSE 100 certainly gap lower, and certainly I was expecting weakness yesterday, and that's exactly what certainly has occurred. The bias certainly seems to be on the downside, given the fact that the 60-minute chart, which I did highlight yesterday, has a potential HNS formation, so watch out for that potential move. We certainly have consolidated within that bearish candle. Okay, so this bear flag scenario certainly looms. That's basically where we're at. Okay, so in terms of the actual market price action today, let's just have a look in terms of the concerns. Okay, so number one concern obviously is COVID. Overnight Asian market certainly down on the back of that. Okay, infection rates rising. We had the US market certainly under pressure on the back of New York, again raising the alarm bells. Okay, in terms of the bearish argument, obviously COVID deaths and obviously Brexit uncertainty, they were the two bearish factors there. In terms of the bullish argument, you had the military spending increase by Mr. Johnson that was announced, and again that is classed as a fiscal stimulus measure, and that certainly kept the FTSE capped at that key diagonal trend line support level. In terms of the other trends or other charts, FTSE 350, which I've already highlighted, is into resistance, and therefore the FTSE will certainly be into resistance. Also FTSE 250 obviously topping out at the fib 75%, which again indicates FTSE 100 certainly will be into resistance as well. GBP USD certainly remains afloat on the back of hopium, and also back of weaker obviously US dollar as well. Okay, in terms of the rest of the indices, let's just quickly, or less of the variables that certainly dictate here. Brent certainly has topped out around the 44-45 level, and therefore certainly looking for further weakness in the back of COVID cases rising. US jobs data certainly came in weaker as well, and obviously the lack of fiscal stimulus certainly is hurting indices in all. Okay, in terms of the other sectors, just give you a quick insight in terms of the breakdown. FTSE itself is a commodity index, or predominantly commodity related, as you can see we have had quite a stellar run on the commodity side, and therefore given the fact that oil is into resistance, FTSE 100 certainly will come into resistance as well. Certainly is expecting a move down here. In terms of the other key sectors for the FTSE, again financials coming into resistance, therefore FTSE will be into resistance. The banking sector as well, again coming into resistance, and therefore the FTSE will be into resistance. So from my perspective, the HNS formation is the key level to watch. As I explained in the weekly chart, the upper level, previous resistance and previous support equals resistance, and given the fact that we're between fib 50 to 61%, certainly will keep the FTSE capped and keep it under resistance, and certainly keep the pressure on the downside. Now with this bull flag certainly has failed. The failure of a pattern usually signifies an emotive move in the opposite direction. Therefore I will not be surprised to see a retest of 6100 on the downside on the FTSE, so watch out there, given the fact that the vaccine euphoria certainly seems to be baked into the cake, and now obviously it's all about growth in the interim. Okay, again any flush downs on the downside looking at 6180 and potentially even retest 5940, so watch out below. And this HNS formation target, let's just have a look here. So 6460 down to the neckline around 6340, 120 point lower, so you are looking around 6200, which obviously coincides with the support down here at 6180. So that's the potential downside target. In terms of the gap levels, let's just quickly look below. If the FTSE were to obviously appreciate, then you do have gap fill above at 6385, and then resistance at 6395, and ultimate gap fill at 6420. Those are the levels that I will be heavily short, unless obviously something overtly bullish were to come out. Okay, and given the fact that we've certainly baked in all the bullish news at present, given the vaccine euphoria. The downside target or some support levels on the downside 6290, and then we've got support at 6250, 6230, and then ultimate support at 6180. Okay, and then on the ultimate gap fill is at 5900. So as you can see here, you can clearly see a HNS formation forming here. Okay, so your head's already in. and we've got this right shoulder, okay, and looking to potentially flush lower. So certainly risk off in the interim. Okay, wish you the best. Be sure to visit my Twitter handle, and also be sure to visit the website, which hopefully will be up and running soon. Take care. Goodbye now.